Hello and welcome to another on the Wrestling and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, it's a big show today. We've got an IC title match, the Money in the Bank qualifiers are starting, and yeah, we've got a potential lead for the undisputed WWE Championship. So yeah, there's lots going on, like I say. So let's get straight into it. And Smackdown kicks off this week with Drew McIntyre heading into the ring for his opening match against Sheamus. Butch tried to attack him backstage, but was shoved out of the way, and the match kicked off shortly after. Drew started strong and tossed Sheamus into the corner, following a Michinoku driver for a near fall. The Irishman then took chops to the chest before Butch ran a distraction, letting Sheamus hit a white noise on the ring apron. After a break, Drew got in control and left his Sheamus on his back, but the latter reversed the move into a future shock DDT. Drew then hit a white noise front of the race before trying for claymores, but Sheamus hit a running knee instead. Sheamus then sent Drew outside the ring before hitting an elbow drop from the race to the floor. Drew then was sent over the barricades and Sheamus tried to attack him with a steel chair, but the match continued as Drew tossed the weapon away and the two ended up rolling over the announce desk. Butch was trying to interfere and was taken out before the ball continues, and Drew and Sheamus headed into the crowd. Officials came into sort of two as they had to call it off for a DQ. Sheamus retreated into the stands and Drew was still at ringside when SmackDown headed for another break. Yeah, kind of inconclusive, but you know, we've seen them fight so many times in the past and it's really fun. Yeah, this one was no different. We like seeing the result, but you know, it's still fun. It gets something like 10 from me. Lacey Evans was backstage and said that she was looking forward to competing in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Before we got Lacey Evans versus Shia Lee. Evans took Lee down, but the latter came back with a hip toss and got a near fall before hitting a knee strike in the corner. Lacey was caught in a submission move, but she managed to get out of it and hit Snapmare. Evans then hit a big undercut before getting a near fall and kept senton in the corner. Shia charged Evans and ran into the ring, but the women's right allowing Evans to pick up the win. And yeah, Evans advances. It's an intriguing one. Probably gets a 5 out of 10 for me. It just kind of felt very rushed. There wasn't a lot of build to it, not a lot of hype for it. But yeah, I mean, like, it probably gets 5 out of 10 for me. And you see what Evans does in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But yeah, I mean, like, it was just there, to be honest. 5 out of 10. Drew McIntyre demanded to be added to the Money in the Bank ladder match before Sheamus walks into Pierce's office and demanded to be added to the upcoming match as well. Adam told the same thing he told Drew. There were many factors he had to consider before making a call. Before Ronda was out next, and she verbally berated Natalya before Shotzi came out to demand the Women's Championship match. The champion sets it and it was official during the break. Ronda got judo throw right away before Shotzi was in control and got some strikes, and the champion took her down, but it took a hook to the face before getting a snap suplex to allow her in control. Shotzi then locked in a submission hold into the corner, but the referee broke it up. She kicked Ronda from the apron and hit a DDT to the floor before tossing the champ back in the ring. Shotzi then failed to get the pinfall attempt but managed to kick Ronda in the head, taking her out. The former locked in another submission hold before getting a vertical suplex. Ronda then caught Shotzi with a counter and grabbed her the leg before getting a big slam. Ronda then hit a sequence of judo throws before locking in the armbar and making Shotzi tap out. And yeah, Natalya attacked Ronda Rousey after the match and wouldn't let go, and she locking in the sharpshooter, and this gets 7 out of 10 from me. I actually thought this was really good. Definitely elevated Shotzi. Decent enough match as well. Yeah, just keep these coming with the Women's Championship because it's good. 7 out of 10. Riddle was backstage and said he was still looking for payback. He mentioned the word juice, making fans wonder if he has an XQC reference. Highly unlikely, but Riddle has been known for pop culture references. But anyway, moving on then to Ricochet versus Gunther. Ricochet got some big moves early on, but was taken down by Gunther, who sent him into the corner for submission move before we got out of the hold and rolled out of the ring as we headed for a break. Back on SmackDown, Ricochet countered with a big bomb move and got a near fall with a sunset bomb. He tried for a springboard crossbody, but Gunther just swatted him out of the air. Luke Kaiser then intervened, but took to the face as for his troubles. Back in the match, Ricochet hit springboard moonsault and tried for a 630 splash, but Gunther kicked him across the ring before hitting a massive power slam for the W. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Gunther is the new IC champion, and yeah, it's been a great start for him on the main roster, and I'm pleased for him because he really deserves it. It's no surprise really, because Ricochet's title reign's been underwhelming, but just on this match, it's really fun. Of course it was, 2 great wrestlers, and yeah, I'm looking to see what Gunther can do. Good stuff. Paul Heyman then told Sami Zayn that if he beat Riddle tonight in the main event, he would allow them to join the Bloodline. Heyman then warned the Great Liberator that if he lost the match, there would be a big price to pay. And we learned from Pat McAfee that if Riddle loses, he will be banned from SmackDown. However, if the original Bro won, he would earn a shot against Roman Reigns. And yeah, on to the match. Riddle started strong, got an armbar early on before diving him into the apron. Sami then took an improvised powerbomb and a senton before escaping the ring. Riddle followed him out before taking a forearm before Zayn shoved him on his head on the announce desk. And Riddle then went went for the floating bro, but was dropped from the top rope and into the barricade as we headed for a break. On SmackDown, Sammy was in control and got a near fall off suplex and sent Riddle into a ring post outside. Sammy was going for a count out victory, but Riddle managed to eat the count. Sammy then tried for a top rope move, but was met with a knee strike. He took Riddle down with a draping DDT and taunted him by mocking Orton. The Bro was furious and kicked him outside the ring before hitting a dive. Sammy then got near fall off the Blue Thunderbomb and attempted the Helluva Kick, but Riddle rushed him with an RKO and got the victory. After the match, Usos came down and beat Riddle. The latter then came back with a kendo stick and wiped Jimmy and Jay out, making them retreat backstage as SmackDown went off the air. And yeah, we're getting Riddle versus Roman. I can't wait for that. That's going to be a great match. Don't know where it's going to be because he's reported not a Money in the Bank. But yeah, from what this match was, it's basically what you expected. And yeah, I'm just so happy Riddle's getting a title shot, so I get 7 out of 10 from me. Overall, SmackDown this week gets 7 out of 10 for me. I actually really enjoyed this episode of SmackDown, probably the best one in a while. Loads of big matches on there. Good to the new IC champion, which I'm really hyped about. The main event was decent as well. Ronda in the Open Challenge I thought was good as well. So yeah, on the whole, Drew Sheamus hard hitting. On the whole, I thought it was a really good episode of SmackDown. We can keep on this trajectory, please. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, don't start comments down below. Follow us to the link description over daily wrestling news. And subscribe to the channel and stream on that. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.